Now see you. I'm watching. YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to bring you a tutorial on how to do, I love this, it's very easy to do, and at the moment I have a rash on my face. I'm wanting to do some face stuff, but at the moment I've had an allergic reaction to something. I'm still trying to figure it out. Hopefully I can figure it out so I can actually do something on my face. What you're gonna need is like latex glue, some makeup, some blood spray or blood gel, and some concealer and some brushes. And yeah, you can have your little creepy eye coming at you for Halloween. So I hope this tutorial is helpful to you. If it is, like and subscribe and share if you will. And yeah, onto the tutorial. Some wedges. You're gonna need some foundation. I just used any old crappy foundation, basically, not my good stuff. You need some latex, some tissue, and I found these sweeties in the pound shop. They come in 3 colours, and I'm going to use the red one today. Can you, sweetie? Because you need the actual size. So I'm just putting where I want my eye, pretty much in the centre of my hand. So I'm just going to trace over it with, at the moment all I've got is like liquid liner. So it'd be liquid liner today. But if you have a pencil, a marker, felt tip pen, by all means use that. Okay, so now we've got our circle, so we know exactly where the sweetie's gonna go, so we know where to plan our mold. So what you need is regular toilet roll, and you could either, and you just basically, you just want to break it up into small uneven pieces as you can. So I think that's going to be a fair amount. If I need more, I have more. So yeah, take your clean plastic bowl, tee out some latex. You're going to need a fair amount of latex, and we are just going to get our sponges where the messy bit happens, and just going to literally just go all the way around the hand, around the circle. I mean, you could put it on the circle, it's not going to do anything, you know. We're just going to take the tissue and just lay it down, stick it on your hand. Any which way, there's no way. If some are sticking out, that's even better, because it's going to give it that more textured look which you want. Don't want it just looking all flat, you want it to be like kind of bumpy and raised up. And again, always better if you can separate the tissue. So again, I'm just gonna go over the tissue, and this is where it's gonna start, like you can see it start changing. And I would advise maybe get a low ammonia latex, because this stuff freaking stinks, mate. I got this latex glue from Superdrugs, from the Freedom range. It was like £2, but it smells so bad, to be honest. Right, more tissue. Be careful not to kind of bend up your hand, because it's not dry yet. You don't want it to kind of chip off. Put some more latex glue on it, and you can, round of tissue, and we're just going to let it dry. And once that's dried, then we can start positioning the eye. And once we've positioned the eye, then the fun bit happens, and we can just kind of colour it in and make it look gory. By all means, like, you can go up your fingers, you know, you can coat your whole hand. In this instance, I won't be coating my whole hand, I'll just be doing this bit. But I mean, let your imagination take you where you want. I love gore and stuff, so yeah, if I was going out to a Halloween bash, I probably would, because my face is quite sensitive and I've just had like a really big allergic reaction to some product, hence why my face is not on the camera today. So we're just gonna, so you can see we need a little bit more tissue around the edges that I lifted. I wanted those lifted because I wanted some more texture. So again, back in with the latex, give it a quick going over. Yeah, quick going over, and this is okay. So how you stick the eye, basically, with some latex. I mean, if you haven't got latex at home, you could use PVA glue, the non-toxic one, like the Kiddies Craft one, but please bear in mind that it does adhere to small fine hairs. So if you have quite hairy knuckles, or you have, you know, hair on your hand, removing it may be a bit painful, so just bear that in mind when using the PVA compared to the latex. Okay, so we've got some latex glue. I've got my eye, I hope you can see, and I'm just going to put my eye bang in the middle. Don't matter if it gets messy because it's not supposed to be like the perfect eye. So now that we've got that kind of stuck down-ish, you want to just kind of create a little mold up it so it looks like it's coming out of it. So I'm just going to put some latex on the actual eye. Again, don't worry about the messiness because it will clear, it will dry clear, so not to worry. So I'm just going to add that on like that, and just cover those holes with tissue. More tissue, more tissue. As the sides look a little bit more thing, I'm just gonna like work a little bit down my hand a little bit, just to give it more of a like seamless sort of look. So literally just gonna lightly stick some toilet roll around the arm so it just looks a little bit more proper. And as I said, by all means you could do your fingers, which would look epic. It is quite time consuming. Sorry, I didn't realise that my camera had stopped recording, but basically I've just put the latex over it and you can see it's a mess. I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'll leave it to dry for about 10 minutes and I will be back. Sorry, I didn't realise that my camera had stopped recording, but basically I've just put the latex over it and you can see it's a mess. I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'll leave it to dry for about 10 minutes and I will be back. Okay, so my hand is dry, a bit sticky, but it's okay if it feels sticky. So now you want to hair pick, just want to place some kind of holes in there so it looks like the skin is like a little bit ripped open. And also the blood will sit in there better. You can see some dark concealer on a cosmetic sponge. This is just the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Mahogany, and we are just gonna start tapping. Start from the edge so you kind of get a blended at the side as well. And don't worry about the little white bits. As I said, we're going to go in there with some makeup on. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to leave that to dry. And what I do have is a sleek matte palette. Yeah, so it's all matte, and I'm going to be using this navy blue and the black, and then I've got an old, well, a cheap, should I say, a cheap red lipstick and some spray blood. I would advise gel blood, it's a lot better to work with, and you can kind of position it where you want it. I love this palette, as you see, it's brand new. Haven't actually used it yet. I'm going to just be the first time I'm using it for this, not on my eyes. Which has got a very dark black. That black, that's what we want. We want a nice dark black. So I'm going to just position that behind the other palette. A bit of the black. And I'm just going to dab it. Especially where I can see like white at the edges. This is also going to give me that bruised up sort of look. Stick with the red, it's going to look a bit nudish. Okay, then lipstick. Go over all those bits. And the eyes, looks like it's bleeding a bit. It's looking a lot more possessed and disgusting. And I'm going to work some of that purple and red lipstick up my fingers. Because my fingers have not changed yet. They're still, the infection has not spread entirely. So we're just going to mess that up a little bit. Get some of that purple, splatter it about. And adhere to the actual lipstick. And seeing some of the white is going to give it a little bit of dimension, but you don't want to see too much of the original colour. So I must say the lipstick, because it's at an angle, can kind of go under the, so I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of making more little blood spots like that. I'm just pushing it in there. And it's like the more I put more product on it, it's more looking like more realistic. And again, just blend it, blendy. Lightly pressing that white over it, giving myself some ashiness. Resistance. Gonna shake up this blood. Hope you can see. I'm just gonna just spray it, and all those little holes that you made. Oh, cheese and crumpets. Will go everywhere. And then you want to take your sponge, if I can find my sponge. If you don't want it. And there you go. There is your gory hand.